Hello and welcome back to Pro Evolution Soccer 2019. Now, if you're not watching my Foot Manager series, you'll realise there's something different on here. There's no face cam. I've had a bit of facial surgery sort of thing. It's nothing too drastic. That makes it sound really bad. But it's quite blotchy red and scabby. So at the moment, there's no face cam. So hopefully you've just got to put up with my docile tones talking you through the game. We're actually into the last game of the third season against Watford. It's been a bit of a mixed bag recently. We were last together all the way back up here somewhere. Real Madrid 3-3 draw. We then followed that with a Brighton Hove Albion win 4-2 away from home, which was great. Then a 3-1 win away from home at Newcastle United. We then lost to West Ham 4-3 at Villa Park. Drew 2-2 with Everton. Lost to Liverpool 3-2 at Villa Park. Beat Fulham 3-2 at Villa Park. And then drew with Spurs 2-2. Got absolutely hammered by Man City 6-0 at the Emirates Stadium? No, that's Arsenal. At the Etihad Stadium. Sergio Aguero scoring 5 of the 6 goals, maybe 4. Then we lost 2-1 to Bournemouth in a game we absolutely dominated but couldn't really score that many goals, or we only got 1. And Watford is the last game of the season. And then we go into Season 4. Well, I'm sure the chairman will probably want us to win the league or something ridiculous, because this year he wanted us to get the Europa Cup, which we're not too far off. But we'll go into the game against Watford. This is how we're going to be lining up. We just need to make the changes. Tuanzebe is going to be dropped for the final game of the season for Chris Smalling. Kieran Tierney will come in. Jack Grealish will be dropped for Kagawa, who's been quite good since getting him in. And we're going to start with our old strike partnership of Weir and Abraham up front. We'll leave Vertino on the bench. Jack Grealish can come off because he's on a down arrow. We'll put Cabizon on there. And I think we're ready to go like that. 87 chemistry, which is pretty good. And we're doing pretty well at the moment. Tammy Abraham and Timothy Weir both playing pretty well. We're okay in the money situation. Got loads of transfer budget, but literally no wages to play with. So it's going to be abusing the loan market in next season as well. But hopefully we can pick up some good players on loan as we push on for the next thing. This series will keep going until we've won the Champions League with Aston Villa, which, judging by recent form, will be quite far away as the game gets underway. And here go Aston Villa, and just passing it around the back. It looks like Watford aren't going to press all that much, so Lucien Burnett comes forward into Rodri. Rodri up to Kagawa. Kagawa back to Ceballos. And Chris Smalling has a bit of time and will come back if there's any meaningful highlights. Kagawa turns up to Ceballos. Ceballos spreads it around to the left-hand side to Tierney. Tierney just loses the ball to Will Hughes, but does win a pretty cheap throw-in for Aston Villa, and they'll play on from here. Rodri. In it goes to Kagawa's feet. Kagawa looks put it in towards Saltido, but the defender's there, and in the first 6 or 7 minutes of the game, that's been it. Aston Villa keeping possession, but have nothing penetrating through Watford's lines as Will Hughes looks to start Watford on the attack. Penedra turns into Troy Deeney. Troy Deeney turns, looks over the top. Retsos wins the header though. Chris Smalling is there, up to Rodri. Ceballos around the corner to Kagawa. Kagawa lays it into Saltido's path, who sees the run of Abraham. Infield to Kagawa, who's made a great run. I think Weir might be offside, and he is. Otherwise, he was going to put that in the back of the net, but it is still 0-0, yeah. Just a couple of feet offside there, Timothy Weir, and Watford keep hold of it in the start with a free kick. 0-0. Rodri picks up the loose ball, first time to Abraham, who holds onto it, and then tries to release Saltido, who's got Massina for cover. Saltido just tries to turn away from him, uses a bit of skill to create some space into Lucien Burnett. Now, Lucien Burnett looks to turn away, but ends up giving it into Pereira, and then that's a poor pass, and Watford hold on, and Chalobah will try and come away with it. Troy Deeney. He's got a bit of space. Looks upfield towards Penranda, which I'm pretty sure is a name I'm absolutely butchering. As Kagawa tries to get back into Penranda again. He's got too many A's and too many N's in his name. Penranda. And up it goes line to Roberto Pereira into Will Hughes, who turns. A good tackle there, and Rodri uses his strength to shield the ball. Kagawa comes forward with it up to Saltido. We're going to stick with this because this could be a dangerous counter-attack here from Aston Villa. Although Abraham's done a bit too much on the ball, but Kagawa keeps it alive, feeds it out to Lucien Burnett. Lucien Burnett into Kagawa. Kagawa turns up to Rodri. Rodri into Ceballos. Ceballos to Kagawa. Kagawa first time up to Abraham. Round the corner looking for Timothy Weir. A bit too fancy that from Aston Villa. Maybe forcing it a little bit as they want to give their Villa fans a send-off for the end of the season. They're just forcing it to try and get a goal here. As Troy Deeney uses his strength well, but Chris Smalling intercepts it. And Abraham brings it away. Timothy Weir looks into Ceballos. Ceballos flicks it back to Kagawa. Lucien Burnett in a lot of space on the right-hand side, which is quite a common theme that Aston Villa find when they're playing this formation. Kagawa, infield to Rodri. Rodri comes forward with it, up to Abraham. Abraham just looks to retreat and feed that through to Kagawa, and again forcing the issue ever so slightly. Need to be a bit more possession based and try and draw Watford out of their shell as Ceballos has to get back and cover Smalling running out. Troy Deeney holds onto the ball. Out to Will Hughes. Will Hughes, Watford in their away green kit. Are you a fan of that? I know Watford are always yellow and black at home, but are you a fan of a green kit for an away team? As that goes in, Rodri should beat Deeney and does. Abraham licks it into Weir. Again, that's better from Weir. Just holding it up, keeping possession of the football. And Lucien Monet comes forward up to Rodri, but that's a bit of a wayward pass. Rodri just about gets there in a 50-50 with the Watford player. Tierney with a bit of space. Sees Timothy Weir making a move, lays it into him. Back to Ceballos, but Etienne Capoue wasn't taking any prisoners there. Just as Chris Smalling doesn't on that one. Troy Deeney keeps it alive for Watford. Will Hughes with a good touch and a good turn. Lays it back to Daryl Janmaat, who tries to get Hughes in behind with the ball over the top. Retsos comes over to cover. Hughes gets around. Tierney with a slide tackle. A great challenge from the Scotsman. And he's actually got Ceballos making a run in front of him. There's loads of space if he can get a good crossfield ball, which he can't. Watford hold on, and we'll come back for the next highlight. Or unless I just end up doing the full game, which I might end up doing. As Penrada flips in. Deeney with a shot over the bar. Pereira down the left-hand side. Managed to stay on side. Lucien Monet gets a foot in. And Watford win a throw-in. That was a good run there from Pereira. Thought he was offside, but managed to just stay on. And Watford are looking to build from this throw. Messina will take it. Lucien Monet's just going to try and get back and help Retsos out. But Pereira pulls out a lovely flick to give him the ball. But Retsos reads it. Goes up the line to Saltido. Can he get this square ball? No, he can't. And it's easily read by Chalobah, who then lays it in to Etienne Capoue. Troy Deeney turns. Tries to feed that through. Retsos covers it well. Tierney holds on. Goes back to Retsos. And Aston Villa are building from the back. Saltido into Abraham's feet. Abraham just trying to pull away, but couldn't get it. It's a good interception from Kagawa to pull that out the air though. Saltido into Kagawa. Kagawa around the corner to Abraham, who's not having the best of days today. He's getting bullied off this ball. As Rodri comes forward. There's a little nick at his heels there. Abraham looks to hold on to it. Just draws a foul out. And Capoue actually does well to get the ball. But then Pendonandana puts it up to Deeney. Back to Capoue. And Watford hold on and aren't really threatening at the moment. Although they do go up to Will Hughes, who tries to lay it into Pendonandana. Pendonandana is stopped by Retsos very well, but feeds that through to Pereira with a shot. Goes past the post. And this has been a pretty terrible game of Pro Evolution Soccer so far. Abraham back to Kagawa. Can Kagawa just create a bit of space? Has to go back to Tierney just to hold the ball. Aston Villa again trying to slow it down and wait for the right opportunity. Rodri to Kagawa. Kagawa into Ceballos. Back to Rodri again. A neat little triangle as Rodri comes forward with it. Lays it in to Saltido's feet. Saltido tries to turn and create some space. Back to Lucien Monet. Lucien Monet fires it into Abraham's feet. Abraham into Kagawa. Kagawa into Weir. Weir shoots. It's a good save from, I think, Aurelio Gomez in goal for Watford. It's an unlucky. This is better possession football though. Into Lucien Monet, who fires it into Abraham's feet. Abraham turned into Kagawa. Weir shoots. A good pour away from Gomez. And Aston Villa have a corner. And they're going to look to try and exploit the Rodri situation again as it fires in. He gets in front of Prodel. But Pludel actually gets back well to win that header. And Pendonado will try and launch a counter-attack as Retsos gets a foot in. Throw into Watford. So Villa really do just need the likes of Kagawa and Ceballos to take control of this game as Lucien Monet comes flying in against Pereira. Pereira gets it back again. A good little bit of play down this left-hand side. Lucien Monet has covered that ball, but it's a dangerous header back towards his own goal. And Pendonado gets in. Someone's got to come and get that, and does with a good punch, to be fair to him. He did very well in that situation. Ceballos comes forward. Kagawa back to Ceballos. Tries for Kagawa, but that is half-time in what has been a pretty abysmal game. 3 shots in the whole game. 2 for Watford, 1 for Aston Villa. Let's hope the second half produces a bit more magic. To be honest, I would ditch magic and just take some attacking action for Aston Villa because this has been pretty damn terrible. As Pereira picks up the ball on the left-hand side, drops it in. Retsos will read that pass though. He'll go all the way back to Jan Sommer. And we're going to stick with the whole second half. You're going to have to put up with my voice for the whole second half. As Tierney gets the ball, looks for Ceballos down the line. Good play from Weir there as he gives him an option to run onto. Weir holds it up, gives it back to Ceballos. Lays it out to Tierney. Tierney will dink a ball in, looking for Abraham, and it's a good defensive header away. Saltido didn't even bother jumping for that because he's such a midget. Kagawa Kagawa flicks it in, looks to go round his man with a little bit of a sombrero. Now this will come to Rodri. Rodri lines up a beautiful shot, and that wasn't far away. Gomez looked like he had that covered, but I don't think he was that aware of how far away that was. It looked closer and feels like it deserved the replay, but there wasn't one forthcoming as the ball goes high. Smalling versus Deeney. Smalling wins that battle. Up to Rodri. Abraham round the corner to Soldido. Soldido to Kagawa. Back to Soldido. It's a poor pass from Kagawa though, and as one of our better players in this game, he's really showing that he's not made for the Premier League. As it goes up the line, they've worked this well, Watford. Deeney comes forward, put under pressure by 3 Aston Villa players. Pendenada looks to turn and goes back to Capu. Capu into Janmaat. Now Janmaat goes into Deeney, who tries to feed it into Will Hughes. Good tackle from Tierney. Janmaat picks it up. Deeney gets a shot off, but it was put under good pressure from Rodri. And Jan Sommer sees Soltido pulling out to the wing. He flicks it up first time to Abraham, who holds off the challenge. But is that not a foul, referee? It looked like Etienne Capu just came and completely took me out, but obviously not. Ceballos has to go and put Janmaat under pressure. Up to Deeney. Deeney turns Chris Smalling easily, but has a go from range, which is over the bar and not really troubling at all. And the fact that Kagawa and Ceballos are on up arrows, this is a very disappointing performance from both of them. And something that we're going to have to look into for next season as Lucien Bennett brings the ball forward. He's got a lot of space to run into here, Lucien Bennett. He's still going into Abraham. Abraham lays it into Weir. Weir's waiting for an option. Goes back to Kagawa. Kagawa looks to turn and create some space, but in the end goes back to Tierney. Up it goes to Ceballos, who will lay it back into Tierney's path. Tierney dinks this in towards Weir. Gets the header! Just past the near post on the wrong hand side of the post, which means it remains 0-0. It's slightly better from Aston Villa though, as just drawing Watford players in and then creating a bit more space and trying to hit them. A good dink in towards Weir, and that's the sort of time we wish he'd brought out one of his famous bicycle kicks. Gomez waves his men forward. Smalling v Deeney again, and Smalling yet again wins the battle. Ceballos lays it into Soltido. Soltido to Kagawa. Kagawa to Lucien Bennett. He's asked Kagawa to go again, and Kagawa's not blessed with pace, but he does win a dangerous throw-in in the Watford half. Now, can they take this quickly and take any space that's there? Kagawa dinks it in, looking towards Weir, beaten in the air. He's never going to win that. It comes to Tierney, who looks just to dink this in towards Tammy Abraham. Looping header. Goes wide again, and I think something's got to change here for Aston Villa. Let's go have a quick look into the tactics and see what we can do, because I'm not happy with how we're playing and the shape of the team. I think what we're going to do is put Ceballos in here. We'll put Kagawa back there, and we'll go a bit more of a... In fact, let's go for a bit of a diamond, and we'll do Vitinho on for Soltido and see how that plays out. Just a few more... So Vitinho's a bit more of an attacking option than Soltido, a bit more height, a bit more skill on the ball. Let's see if it pays dividends for Aston Villa then, as Gomez once again waves his troops forward, and they're going towards Deeney again, and Smalling's got the beating of him all day. Ceballos, that's a terrible pass. Vitinho into the action. He goes up to Kagawa, plays it back to Vitinho, sees the run of Lucien Bennett. Lucien Bennett comes forward. He's got a lot of time here. He's going to fancy a hit. He hits it. Oh my word, that's not far away. Lucien Bennett with an absolute rocket from the right back. We know he can hit a free kick, but he just thought he'd put his laces through this one as he ran forward into the space. Just inside the area. Rifles it. Gomez was worried about that one, that's for sure. Gomez again waving the troops forward. It goes long, and Deeney is once again beaten in the air by Smalling, but this time it's a bit of a poor header, and Pereira manages to keep it alive. Deeney's making a run in behind. They've gone over the top to look for him. Jan Sommer's slow off his line. Deeney goes around him, cuts it back, and Lucien Bennett is there with possibly one of the best bits of defending we've seen this save. As Abraham lays it into Vitinho. Weir will pick it up, gives it to Ceballos, back to Weir. Up it goes to Vitinho. Lots of space out here for Tierney. Can Janmaat get drawn towards him? He does. That puts a bit of space in for Ceballos, who squares it looking for Kagawa. That's more like it. What a goal that is. As Kagawa is running away, trying to boot the ball again, but it's not letting me do it. What a goal. Much better passing, much fluid attacking play. Tierney into Ceballos, and then this is a great low-driven cross across goal, and Kagawa with his left foot sticks that in. 1-0 Villa. Exactly what we needed from this game. Now, Watford get the game underway after conceding that goal, and the Villa fans, are they going to be sent away with an end-of-season win, which would be wonderful. Not with defending like that, they're not, as Peñaranda looks to try and get away from the tackles, but Tammy Abraham picks this up in a bit more of a deep position. He's got a runner outside him in Kagawa. Kagawa into Vitinho. Vitinho into Ceballos. Lays it back to Weir. First time shot and good save from Gomez. Now Villa are finding their stride, even enough stride for Ceballos to bring out a fancy little flick pass in the middle, which we'll see in the replay here. It's Kagawa into Vitinho, and then Ceballos, lovely little turn and flick, and then Timothy Weir rifled a shot, and Gomez managed to get his body behind it and put it out for a corner. Lucien Burnett is just going to try and put this one towards the back post. It goes in towards Ceballos. Too much swerve on that, and actually gives Watford a chance to break. As we dive in there now, Restos needs to defend this well. He's got Pereira. He's going to try and force the pass. Pereira comes forward, lays it in at the right time. Peñaranda's hit the post, and Smalling is just happy to get that behind. So unlucky for Watford that. And we're just going to see if there's any subs we can make here. Everyone's doing okay at the moment. Retsos didn't know whether to come or go and laid it in first time shot against the post, and then Smalling puts it behind for a corner. Watford, well, they're not resting on their laurels here. They want a draw or a win on the final day of the season. Rodri gets his head to that one. Smalling then flicks it away. Kagawa is tackled on the edge by Doucouré, who shoots, and Jan Sommer holds on to make a good save. And there is a quick counter-attack on, if they can do it. Abraham into Vitinho, who is tackled very well by Etienne Capoue, who's having a really good game in the Watford midfield. Deeney gets it back from Doucouré. Troy Deeney's shot from range, easy for Jan Sommer, who bounces on it at the second attempt. And shots like that aren't really going to trouble Aston Villa, to be honest. They've got probably one of the best goalkeepers in the division. Maybe not up there with David De Gea in that lot, but he is a very good goalkeeper, Jan Sommer. Ceballos wins that ball back into Vitinho. Up it goes to Timothy Weir. Weir lays it back to Kagawa, trying to feed it through to Ceballos. Can he still get there? No, it's cleared away. Rodri can't win that header. Deeney gets it back to Peñaranda, back from Peñaranda as well, and then goes again. And now Chris Smalling has to get back and cover that ball through the middle. Pereira into Chalobah. Chalobah into Deeney. Deeney into Doucouré. Doucouré turns, waits for the run on the outside of him from Janmaat. Janmaat comes forward. Great tackle from Kieran Tierney. And there's a huge crossfield ball onto Abraham. He's just overhit it, which gave the defender a chance to get back. But Kagawa picks up the second ball. Vitinho, it's a poor turn. And Kagawa can't keep the attacking move alive as it's come here with Deeney. Tackled well by Smalling. Ceballos has to get back. And Tierney, is he going to have the legs to get there? He is. And lays it back to Jan Sommer. And there is a lot of space now starting to open up in here. Chalobah beats Kagawa in the air, which you would imagine is always likely to happen. Kagawa not the best aerial presence in the world. Lucien Burnett up to said Kagawa. Here he comes. Shinji Kagawa, lots of space. He's going to take a big touch in front of him to wind up a shot. He gets it off and it's gone in the roof of the net. Shinji Kagawa hasn't had the best of games, but has got on the score sheet with a great finish there. And he was just given so much time and space to run onto here. Knew if he took this big touch out of his feet, he'd be able to get enough power on it. And Gomez gets a hand to it, but couldn't do anything about that. And Shinji Kagawa, in what I think he's only here on loan, and I think that will be his last game for the club. And he has got a goal. And it was an absolutely rifled effort. Gomez, a tad unlucky, to be honest. And it fires in the net. 2-0 Aston Villa. Surely that is game over. So Prodo out to Janmaat on the right hand side. Etienne Capoue comes forward. Etienne Capoue's probably a bit unlucky to be on the losing side today. He's had a great game in central midfield for Watford as Deeney shoots again from range, takes a deflection. Jan Sommer dives on it very, very easily. Jan Sommer with a big kick upfield towards Abraham, who's come alive in this second half. Lucien Burnett infield to Vitinho. Up it goes to Burnett again to Abraham. Abraham to Vitinho. Tries to flick it around the corner to Weir, but it was well blocked by the defender, who wasn't falling for any of that back heel shenanigans. Deeney comes forward into Doucouré, put under a bit of pressure from Ceballos, and lays it off to Messina, the left back, up to Peñaranda, who, I mean, Peñaranda and Deeney have been kept very quiet in this second half by Smalling and Retsos, and there we see it again. The defence they're putting into this game, the two centre-backs for Villa, has been great, and Timothy Weir's actually spun in behind Janmaat here, and he should surely have the pace to get away from Janmaat, as Timothy Weir just looks to cut inside and does very well. Looks to dink it in. Has actually gone to Kagawa at the edge, and Chalobah just literally barges him off the ball, and the ref says play on. As Pereira comes forward, Rodri gets a really good foot in to stop that possible counter-attack from Watford, and Rodri now comes forward. Timothy Weir having a bit of space, lays it off into Vitinho, who wasn't paying attention. Very easy for Capoue, and now that is a poor attempted tackle from Retsos, and Smalling has got to get back. He's put him under pressure. He's given him enough time for Retsos to get back. Then it goes to Takure, who has a shot. It's deflected again. And Jan Sommer with another easy catch. And he's looking to get Aston Villa straight back on the attack now as Tierney has it. Just kicks it against Takure, wins a throw-in. And we'll look to get a sub on, I think, as... Let's go for Paco Alcacer, because it's probably going to be, unless we can get him back on loan next season, it'll be his last game for the club as well, as Tierney throws it back to Smalling. Tierney gets it back. That's not very sensible from the left back there, as Takure comes forward, tackled well by Tierney. No, he's not. It's a free kick. And I think, yeah, Rodri is absolutely shattered. So Toussaint is going to come on for what could potentially be his last game for the club as well, as he's on loan. But yeah, we're going to be similar things next season. I think we're going to see what top-class talent we can get in off the loan market to try and push us into the deeper echelons of Europe. And Vitinho now has the ball. He comes forward. Lots of options all around. But he's not really got anyone making a good, sensible run. Vitinho gets it back. Dinks it into Weir. Weir looks into Alcacer, but that's covered well by the defender. But that's a terrible clearance. Kagawa's just wandered under the ball. I'm not too sure why. Shinji Kagawa, but he does make a good block on that one. It goes up towards Deeney, who this time does win a header against Chris Smalling. Takure, Tierney with a fantastic tackle. The ref blows for full time. That's the end of the season for Aston Villa. 2-0 win against Watford. 2 for Shinji Kagawa on his final game for the club. A good win for cultured left foot's Aston Villa. Kagawa obviously getting man of the match on his final game for the Villains. As around the ground, Southampton getting a 1-1 draw. Watford beating Liverpool 4-2 as well. That sees the table end like this. We get 8th position, finishing 20 points off top, which was Man City smashing the league this year. Chelsea in 2nd, Arsenal 3rd, Man United 4th, Tottenham 5th, Liverpool 6th, West Ham 7th. Going down, we see Middlesbrough, Forest and Bournemouth getting relegated. Fulham staying up on the last day of the season in dramatic fashion. The monthly report then, we scored 3 goals. It was Abraham against Bournemouth and 2 for Kagawa against Watford. Very, very nice indeed. That 6-0 hammering against Man City will live long in the memory, which is annoying. Team of the month, we get nobody in there. And team of the season, we don't get anyone in there either, which is a bit of a shame. I think we've performed very well. Agbonlahor, I didn't sell him. He's gone on loan, but he doesn't want to sign a new contract, so he'll be going anyway. Weir learns a new bit of skill. And that will be that for Season 3. And we'll be together for Season 4. We've been offered a new job somewhere. We've got a testimonial happening at some point. And, oh, hello. What's going on here? Tuanzebe. The workhorse. Tuanzebe. And, yeah, there he is. Good old Axel Tuanzebe getting a new nickname. New team role. Team spirit increases when playing. Condition of some players will be boosted for key match. As captain, entire team's fatigues effects are reduced. There we go. Tuanzebe is the new captain. We've decided to offer you a contract extension. Good, good, good. And there you go. We now have 1.1 million in the salary budget. So that's pretty good. Competition prize money of £972,000. That's not very much at all. But look at that transfer budget. £72 million. So we're going to go see who the scouts have found. Not that good players, to be honest. I'm going to have a question, probably, maybe next episode. I might just ask you in a minute, actually. We're going to turn all these down and stay at Aston Villa. Contract. Yep, extend our contract with Aston Villa, please. We'll just go forward. I'll ask you now, actually. So, when the Aston Villa save finishes, are you guys interested in me doing another Pro Evo series? That's the first question. The second one is I've got 2 ideas for a Pro Evo series. Next, I've got 2 options. One is a Youth Academy Challenge, where any player that starts at the club has to be sold if we get an offer above his value in the transfer market, and I can only replace him from youth players in our youth club. Which means it'll be like a youth academy, basically. We can only use youth team players, which I think will be good and very interesting. And the other one is, do we do a Master League using just the basic players that the Master League starts with? So if you're an old Master League player, it would be like the Ivanovs and Ruskins of this world. And I think that would be quite interesting too. So yeah, let me know. I guess a third option is, would you like to see a Become a Legend mode and see if I can make someone good? Like my thoughts with Become a Legend is we would actually make someone who's like an ex-legend, like a Ronaldo, like a proper Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo, or a Ronaldinho, or someone like that. Make him like an 18-year-old in the game, or 17-year-old in the game. Put him into a club somewhere in the far reaches of the world, China or something, and then see if we can get him to be a world-renowned figure and see where his career goes. But obviously that would be very different to a Master League save. So I'm interested to know your thoughts. If you can let me know down below, that would be absolutely great. Everyone that watches this video and has got to this point, if you could let me know, that would be absolutely fantastic, because I want to do what you guys want to see. I love this game. I'll play whatever you guys want to see on this game. So yeah, just let me know. But we're picking another favourite player, and I think Retsos might be up there, you know. I should probably go for Timothy Weir, because he has been absolutely brilliant, and I've just given him a brand new massive contract. Kian Tierney's been very, very good as well, and he'll be in the club for a very long time. I think, though, I'm going to go. Is it Retsos or Weir? Retsos or Weir? I don't know. It's a tough choice. It's a tough choice. He's learnt loads of skills, actually. Pinpoint crossing, right? So Retsos, man marking, and interception. I'm gonna go Timothy Weir, and we're gonna have Abraham and Weir in there as our favourites, and we'll forward the time so that we get to see the nice little action thing that happens with it, and we'll go from there, really. So, club ranking update as well. God, all this information that we're getting. But yeah, hopefully, if you've enjoyed the series and all of that, and you're enjoying what's going on, please do leave a like, subscribe if you're new as well, and you want to see more Pro Evo content. Go check out my Football Manager stuff as well, as Timothy Weir becomes a favourite personnel, which is actually very nice to see in it, Timothy. Well done, lad. Well done. So, we've got new missions as well. Let's have a quick look at our club ranking. Let's see where we sit. We sit 99th. We've gone up quite a lot. We were like 130 something last season. So that's good. Let's see what the chairman wants of us. We didn't earn a competition berth. No, 25%. Okay, that's a bit annoying, actually, that we didn't get into Europe. It probably means we'll actually fly through Season 4 because... there we go. Brilliant. Thanks. Because there's not too much to show. We'll come back for some big games every so often, but I'd like to prefer to show you the European football. So hopefully we'll be coming back for a lot more of that in Season 5. Oh my god, we've been offered the position at Liverpool. If this was my own season, like my own series, and not doing it online, and we didn't say it was for Aston Villa, I'd probably take that job. But yeah, there we go. We're going to be staying at Aston Villa. Liverpool sacking Jurgen Klopp after a third place finish, I think they had. So I'm going to play this old boys game behind the scenes, and we'll be back for the start of Season 4, which will be absolutely incredible. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure doing it. We're going to put the outro page on just to thank the patrons that support the channel. If you want to support the channel, the link is in the description below. Just go through it. $1 a month will get your name in the game of Football Manager in my NK Zagreb series. Go and check it out if you haven't done yet. But thank you so much for watching, guys. But for now, I'm out. Cheers.